I got the horse right here, the name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says if the weather's clear, can do.
Hello, racing fans, and welcome back to another edition of Handicapper's Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads, along with Drew Forster. We're going to go through the Sunday, June the 23rd races at Hastings. We do have 8 races on tap, as usual, most days. 150 first post. Hopefully the weatherman cooperates. It's supposed to be a little cloudy a little bit, but I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, hopefully the sun from Saturday carries over one more day. As you mentioned, 8 on tap. Some good betting races here.
Yes, there are.
Some tough ones.
And 12-horse field today, 11-horse field. I
yeah,
got more scratches and everything, but we're not there yet.
Superfecta day.
Big fields.
Superfecta day here at Hastings. Try and get a big Superfecta ticket. First on tap is a $4,000 claimant event for fillies and mares. Now wears a 3 lifetime. Coin toss, I think. I like Miss Viola coming off a good second at this level behind Mousy, who came back to win her non-winners of the year, the non-4 4,000. So Miss Viola for me on top of Yellow Bonnet. Yellow Bonnet's first racer was very good in a 4-on-2. Came from a ways back, closed great ground, was the favorite, caught Cape Light quick, looks super pro doing it. There's a horse that chipped in from Southern California. Those are the 2 I would have on my ticket. Any of your early pick 4 tickets. 2 and 4. After that, we have 3 fillies mares that are making their first start of the year. So I threw in Pawnee Girl. Pops is off to a good start, so Pawnee Girl's shown she has the ability to compete with these in the past. I put her in for 3rd, but it's 2, 4, 4, 2. I went 2, 4, 3.
Yeah, I agree. 2 and 4 are the horses. Well, Miss Viola is the horse, I think. There's no speed in the race. She's got to get the lead, but she's still got to find the finish line first. And even though she will get an easy lead, she's had easy leads in the past and has not sealed the deal. So she's far from totally trustworthy.
Not totally out of the woods.
Yeah. So, but I like her to win it. And she's going to be a short price, unfortunately. But Yellow Bonnet, a good run first time out at Hastings, and should be a lot closer to the pace than she was the last time. They went pretty fast in that one. And the 5-horse, Carol's Command, interests me for the exactors. This horse was doing well in those non-3s towards the fall.
Yeah.
Or in the end of the year. She was second to Plain Lucky, second to Jaina, third to Yes Please, only going to be 3/4 of a length of Ms. Viola, and then didn't run well in her final start of the year. But those 3 prior races were very good.
They'll put her in the mix.
Definitely plot her, and she's in contention. 2, 4, 5 for me in the Sunday opener. Race number 2, mile and a 16th for non-2 lifetime, 3-year-olds and upwards. The 6-horse times are changing. Certainly has the look of a distance horse. He's a big, gangly type that won first time out. Then was asked to run against older horses. That was a tough race, the imposing cat European sword fighter race. Got into a 3-year-old race for 12.5, but it was sprinting and just ran an even race. I think the mile and 16th and the easier company is what this horse needs, and going to be tough to beat. To put the 4-horse Desi, who continues to run good races for Dimitri Tapuzzi, and a couple of seconds already this year. Horse ran into transplant last time, and unfortunately, I think might find times are changing a little tough. And I put the 1-horse Postman, who lost all chance, lost the rider at the start, and this horse wants to route, and this horse will be more of a factor. 6-4-1.
I agree. I like times are changing, as you mentioned. He's a finality out of that good mare Slew Pass, so the distance shouldn't be a question for him. He's in the cheapest of his career. Handled Maiden 8 Company relatively easily, so a 4-on-2 should be right within his wheelhouse. Times are changing. I agree with Desi in the second spot, coming off a good second behind Transplant last time. And it was, for me, between Postman and Cruise Dancer. I threw in Cruise Dancer in for 3rd because he's coming off a 3rd. He's got a route race under his belt already this year, which Postman doesn't because he lost Richard at the break. So I put Cruise Dancer in for 3rd, but it was between those 2. I went 6, 4, and 2 in the second. On to the 3rd, 2-year-olds. 3.5, field of 8. 2-year-old maiden special weight. I went to the 4 Everything's Quiet, owned and bred by Paul Caravetta in the Mark Cluche barn. Out of that mare, Everything's a Blur. Of course, Morning Blurs. And,
very fast family.
Yeah, that's a fast, quick family. And this guy's got a final work in 35 flat, gets Richard Hamill aboard. That's my pick in here. Everything's Quiet. I put Action Wanted, another Mark Cluche horse in here. He's got some good works. 36-1, 35-3 out of the gate.
They worked together on doing the second there out of the gate. And 35-3. It looks like on paper.
Yeah, there you go. So those two look pretty live in there. Mark's does a great job with his babies. He gets on them himself. He breaks them. So I wanted to have the Cluche runners prominently in here. He has 3. I got 4, 2, and I threw in the 7, Catch a Cougar, Phil Hall, Enrique Gonzalez, a daughter of proud citizen. I mean, the year Phil Hall's having, don't leave anything out, making her
George
first
Gilbert,
start.
too.
Yep, George is having a very strong year. 4, 6, and 7.
Yeah, I have the same 3 horses. I don't have a lot to add. There's anytime you're dealing with horses that haven't run, you must, attend the paddock, have a peek.
Yeah.
See how they're handling everything, but judging off workouts. I mean, 4, 7, and 6, or 4, 6, and 7 is probably a fair assessment of what.
Honorable mention to the 1, Porter Gent. He was in and scratched already, but he is a good,
nice 47 and 2 move out of the gate.
Yeah.
But everything's quiet. Everything Paul Caravetta seems to send over wins. Of course, owns Here's Hannah. Had Dazzlin' Dawn, who never lost a race there for a while back.
He's been on this whole
couple years
family.
back,
Everything's a blur.
Yeah.
And
no, it's a really good family.
Yeah.
And everything's quiet over Catch a Cougar. And actually, I went 4, 7, 6. The 4th race, 6250. Colts and Geldings here going 6.5 furlongs. I like the 3 Metal Magic. It was between 3 and 4 for me. Metal Magic will get the lead though, and that will be. There's no speed in the race. He got hooked last time through 22 flat, 45 and 2. He got caught late by Twist Grips and was outgamed by one last hit. But there's no speed in this race. I can't find a horse to go to the front other than him. Maybe Hardly Forgotten might show a little more speed, but there's no speed. Like, he's got to get the lead in here and set
tough,
a sensible pace and really be top. I put the 4 horse Always Sunny. He was probably the best horse in the race, taking a big class drop, but he may fall victim to a slow pace, but he's second best. And give me some slack. 2 good runs this year. He's in the mix as well. 3, 4, 6.
I went to 4 Always Sunny. Just, classically, as we do, you get caught up in. I agree with you. They might be the only pace horse, but usually that never turns out the way you think. Somebody goes with him. Always Sunny's the best horse in here. He only gets beat a length behind City
He might
Steel,
show more speed.
sprinting, and then he goes long last time, gets beat by City Steel, the All Button Totality. Those are much better horses. Now in for 6250, back sprinting, Amadeo aboard. I got Always Sunny on top. I'm not giving up on Mighty Fraser. He had the winner off. Like, Metal Magic had been running. Always Sunny, he's making his 4th start today. Mighty Fraser just had that 1 start. And he had the whole winter off, hadn't run since last June. So I can see him moving forward off that race. I mean, he's got the back class. This is a horse that was always tough for 16, 20,000. So Mighty Fraser in second, I agree. I definitely have Metal Magic in there. He's super live. Went off as your heavy favorite last time. Again, that was a tough race, that 8 with Twist Grips and one last hit. 4, 7, and 3 for me. In the 4th, on to the 5th, wide open, claiming 4,000 non-winners of the year or
4 pages
non-4
of
lifetime.
it
Yeah, I know.
12 of them.
Got to get it all
Line
sprinted
it
out
up.
in here.
Charlie McDonald's going to have his hands
He's got his
full
hands full here.
getting them
Big
all
field
out.
at 12. I like the 3 Santa Fe Trail. 3 good races this year. First start gets beat a couple lengths by Burnham, who was always tough. Then the next one,
Brother Rod. Yeah.
Brother Rod, kind of got stopped on the turn. Brother Rod got the jump on him. Last time, Southern Casanova was my best bet of the day. And this guy only got beat 3/4 length by Habersnack, who's not in here. I think it's graduation day for Santa Fe Trail. I like his style because it's just off the pace. It's going long. He's 3 of his 4 wins in his career have been at today's distance. Right. He's tough at the distance. So Santa Fe Trail for me. On top of, who did I put in second? The 7, Fleming's Beach. Just another cool old horse. He's been running in those 6250s. Now he's down a little drop, in for 4. Last time, he ran 7th. He only got beat 2 lengths, though. So he made a nice move. That was great, Blake, Sergeant Rick, Sunset Drive. Those are tough old horses. Fleming's Beach in the second spot. And I put Kerry Raven's horse, El Alteno, who's coming off a nice win in his second start. First start here. Maybe, the first time went over the bull ring, kind of ran, getting used to it, didn't run a great race in a 4 non-3, came back in a 4 non-3, made no mistake, won by almost 5, and this is a logical next step for him, and Hamill sticks with him. I went 3, 7, and 4.
I agree with the 3 Santa Fe Trail. I think he stands out in here. He could be in a very difficult win for, which does have a guaranteed $10,000 payout pool. This is a guaranteed 10,000 pick
Yep.
4, the final pick 4. But there's not many keys in it, and I just thought maybe Santa Fe Trail might be the one.
This might be your horse.
The best one we can find.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try him to win it. I agree. He should get a good trip in behind the speed. His best races are going long. He doesn't face an overly tough and group, and just these horses he can beat. He does seem to find a lot of trouble, but
Yeah, he does like to get beat, yeah.
Hopefully he can stay clear of it. And 12-horse field, good luck with that. But I'm hoping it can happen.
The 3-hole.
I put the 7-horse Fleming's Beach. Didn't drop from 62.50 and for the 4. Those are way tougher horses.
Yeah, they are.
This is a way better spot for Fleming's Beach, and he's routed well in the past. I put the 9-horse Palmerac for Peter and
looked at
Susan
him,
Milburn. Yeah, I thought there was worth a look. Another one dropping in class. This horse has, his abilities going long are still in question, but it's a class change, and he hasn't been down this low here at Hastings, and I thought he also was interesting in here at the right, because he could be the right price. I went 3, 7, and 9 in race number 5. On the 6th race, maiden 4 grander for fillies and mares, going 6.5. I thought it was like a 2-horse race to me, maybe 3. I went to the 11 Seagrove Bay. Didn't get any favors dealt to him or her with the outside draw, but still, this horse runs protected, not in for the 4 because it did make its final start for $4,000. Work tab's been good for an outfit that can have them ready first time out. Those sprints behind Storm Rocket, Transplant, Rain or Shine, and Simply Golden were very good. Those are really, I think, beat these horses quite comfortably. But she still has to deal with the 11 hole. But I do like her. The 2-horse Miss You Mother. I don't know if this horse can run at all, but at least it was down at Santa Anita, ran for maiden 30. Had some trouble, tight at the start, and 4.5. Didn't watch the replay, but you can. On Cal Racing replays, but does have a work in 48 and 4 since arriving here at Hastings. So, and the barn's going well, so why not? And I put the 5-horse Pajamas, who was a pace casualty for 16, 22 flat, couldn't quite handle the 46. And was quickly in retreat, but this is a lot easier assignment for Pajamas. Gets Amadeo Perez again. I thought those are your 3 horses. I went 11, 2, and 5.
I don't have much to add. I'm not crazy about the 11 hole for Seagrove Bay. That's why I went.
Yeah, it's difficult.
I went the other way. I went to Miss You Mother. The fact too that you're right. Gilchrist can have him ready first out. This horse hasn't run since October. Miss You Mother looks like it was a troubled trip, as you mentioned, but it was a race on May 19th. And any of these horses we've seen, the Redicott brings up from California, no matter where, seem to be quite tough. Enrique, Redicott, Phil Hall. I'm going to give the nod to Miss You Mother. I agree. Seagrove Bay, definitely tough in here.
Yep.
And Pajamas, I put in the 3rd spot, coming down from 16, as you mentioned, got on the lead last time. Was favored first out for 25, then in for 16, now in for the bottoms, and Amadeo sticks with all the reasons you mentioned. 2, 11, and 5, same horses, Mike, slightly different order. On to the 7th, 8, non-3 for 3 and up Colton Geldings, another 10-horse field. This is a late pick 4.
12, 11, 10,
could
and
pay
what do we
well.
got in the last? 9.
I went to the 8 totality of the Steve Henson barn, 3rd behind City Steel, the All Button. See how the All Button runs earlier on in the weekend, and if he crushes a field for 16, this guy's even liver. Just in for 8, I didn't see. He's the one that ran decent, that's taken the big drop that I see, and that's why I'm going to go with a totality. I love to see Denny Velasquez stick with him. But next, Otis of the Mark Cluche barn just got beat in neck behind Martello last time. In this 8 non-3, Martello's in that same race. Keep an eye on him, see how he runs. If he runs good, then that race is flattered and he could be tough. So next Otis in the 2nd spot, and I put in Mustachio, the Maven horse who was just behind next Otis last time in for 3rd. I went 1, 4, 6.
Yeah, this race is like totally wide open. There's nothing here that excites me a lot.
Honk was impressive last time, for Pat Jarvis, Transplant.
And some of his races in California were good routing. I mean, he's definitely has some upside. I see one thing I do see in this race is a lot of speed. I see the 2-horse Coat of Arms probably sending, the 3 Transplant, the 4 next Otis, the 5 Honk, the 6, Mustachio, the 7, Become an Insider. And I just see a lot of action up front. And I was impressed with the 10 horse. He's got Ego's races last year. He did lose the coat of arms by 2 3/4 lengths there on September the 30th in the slop. The pace was 24-3, 48-3, which was far more favoring coat of arms.
Yeah.
And this horse made a good run. And his route races are very good. He's an interesting long shot. That the barn's going well. Pat's just on. Barn's on fire of late.
Yes,
Work tab's been good. I love the last 2 works where he's got Ego. He's a big, long striding guy. He needs to route. I just think he gets a good scenario today. He gets a favorable pace. He's going to be 15-1. Why not give him a shot in a race that he perhaps can win? Because is he the best horse in the race? No, but with all the collisions that could happen up front. Yeah. He may pick up the spoils and win the race. The 1 horse Totality is the logical one to win from off the pace. Good 3rd place run by City Steel in the All Button last time. That was in an open 16. This horse actually was entered in a non-3 16. The race failed to fill, so switched into an open. And it gets into a restricted race, which is way easier. He's going to get bet, though. He is going to be the favorite, but still very live. The 6 horse Mustachio, I thought, was the best of the speed. His races last year, even though going fast early, he still managed to run on late. His final start of the year on September 16th, 23-1, 46-4. Still there.
Only
there
got
at
beat
the
a
end.
length and a half.
And so I thought he was also interesting. So I went 10-1-6 in the 7th. On the 8th and final, maiden 16,000 for fillies and mares, going 6.5 furlongs. That's a 12-horse field, 11-10-9. That's 42 horses in the late pick.
It's going to be a tough one.
This is like Churchill or
Gulfstream.
This is like crazy. This is so good. Well done, Nichelle Milner.
Yes, this will be a live
putting on
pick
a
4.
great late pick 4 that is, as I mentioned, guaranteed.
And no matter if you get it, it's going to pay
Even
good.
it's chalk.
It's going to pay good because because the chalk are not really heavy. They're not 2 to 5 shots.
Correct. This race, I went to the chalk. 3 Honky Tonk Woman. She didn't show us a whole lot in that maiden special weight race in her first start late last month. But it's been a productive race. Sunburst has come back to win. She's a nice filly. She's stakes placed, and I know it was in a sales stake, but still, she was also stakes placed in the BC Debutante. But her work tab's been good, 48-2 since her last race. Why not? Let's try her. Put the 2 horse Dawn's Morning in for 2nd. Decent 3rd behind Lady LaRue and Speedy Miss, but she does go on Lasix, and that might be enough to bump her up over Speedy Miss, who I didn't pick in the top 3, but just because of her poor draw. But the 7 horse Bonita B in the mix, a filly by Stay Thirsty for Chad Joe's Copperwater Thoroughbred Company. Good work tab for Craig, who's very good at getting horses prepared for the first start, and this horse was definitely noteworthy in Denny Velasquez rides.
Yes.
I think you need a few in here, but Honky Tonk Woman, if she doesn't win, she's probably a single, but if she doesn't win, then it's 2-7 or 9 in behind, I think. But I went 3-2-7.
I got the same 4 horses as you, and I looked. The one that I left out of yours was Bonita B, and I looked at her a lot. As you mentioned, the daughter of Stay Thirsty for a very live barn. But I agree, Honky Tonk Woman, they thought a fair bit of her last year. She was bet down in her races. They paid a good price for the BC sale. And she just had the 1 start on May 26th. A bunch of those fillies in there that were making their 2nd start.
Yeah,
that was her. That was her first start. She was kind of out wide, kind of ran even. I could see her come back run a big one today, and I'm with Mike. If she does, they don't beat her. I got Honky Tonk Woman on top. I put Speedy Miss in the 2nd spot. Good 2nd behind Lady LaRue last time. Lady LaRue is a 4-year-old. Not a lot of everybody in here, except for Simply Golden, is a 3-year-old. This is more like a 3-year-old race, and that's why I like Speedy Miss in the 2nd spot. And I agree. I put Dawn's Morning first out, Lasix, daughter of New Year's Day for Rob Gilker in the 3rd spot. I went 3, 9, and 2 in the 8th. That'll do it for our analysis of the Sunday, June 23rd card. Up next on screen will be our picks. Mike, as always, you're going to be up first.
Back in race number 1. I did go to the 2 horse Ms. Viola. A little chalky to start things off, but 2, 4, 5. Race number 2, I went to the 6 Times You're Changing over the 4 Desi and the 1 Postman. Race number 3, once again, likely a heavy favorite. The 4, Everything's Quiet, a firster for Mark Cluche and Paul Caravetta. Going to go 4, 7, and 6. Race number 4, I went to the 3, Metal Magic, a very probably formful early pick. 3 of all mine win. 3, 4, 6. Race number 5, I went to the 3, Santa Fe Trail over the 7, Fleming's Beach, and the 9, Palmerac. Race number 6, it was the 11, Sea Grove Bay. Going to go 11, 2, and 5. Race number 7, I like a little bit of an outsider. The 10 horse, he's got ego over the 1 Totality and the 6 Mustachio. And in race number 8, I went to the 3 Honky Tonk Woman. Going to go 3, 2, and 7.
On to my picks. So we go back in the first. I agree with Mike. Actually, we got a bunch of the same today. Number 2, Miss Viola over the 4 and the 3. In the second, we both have the 6. Times are changing. I went over the 4 and the 2. In the third, we both take the 2-year-old. Everything's quiet. The 4 horse over the 6 and the 7. In the fourth, I went to the 4, Always Sunny over the 7 and the 3. In the fifth, I went to the 3, Santa Fe Trail over the 7 and the 4. In the sixth, I went to the 2, the newcomer, Miss You Mother over the 11 and the 5. In the seventh, I went to the 1, Totality over the 4 and the 6. And in the nightcap, I agree with Mike, number 3, Honky Tonk Woman over the 9 and the 2.
All right, that'll do it for the Sunday, June the 23rd edition of Handicapper's Corner. Once again, if you can't make it out to the track, please do. You're in the South Surrey area, come down here at the Derby Bar and Grill. Lots of great food, lots of good simulcasting, good atmosphere to watch the races if you are not at the track. Our next live cards will be next Sunday and Monday. We do have a little hiccup in our schedule. No racing, no live racing. There'll be simulcasting on Saturday, of course, June 29th. But our next live card will be Sunday, June the 30th. And then followed up at Holiday Monday, Canada Day Monday. 2 stakes races on that day for the 3-year-old colts and geldings, headed by Explode. Who's kind of the top of the class right now for the boys. And, of course, Summerland's been at the top of the class for the fillies for quite some time. She'll be also racing. Both races will be at a mile and 16, so a little stretch out for the no more sprints for the 3-year-olds. They're heading long towards the as they prep towards the BC Derby and the BC Oaks. So it should be a lot of fun on the Canada Day, July the 1st. Well, until then, on behalf of Drew, thanks everyone for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this edition of Handicapper's Corner, and we'll see you next time here at the Derby Bar and Grill.
I got the horse right here, the name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says if the weather's clear, can't do